The date is September 11th, 2025. This is episode 1 of Uriel's Word, a lightworker's journey, recorded on this date. I'll be posting serial episodes once or twice a week on YouTube and Patreon probably. This non-fiction book is dedicated to all the valiant starseeds, lightworkers, healers, shamans, spiritual warriors, mystics, peacemakers, and seers, old and young, and their intrepid helpers, who have come here in the service of humanity at this time of great change. Forward. Enduring the absurd. Such a dignity can come to us, enduring the absurd with forbearance and humor. Elegant becomes the countenance of one who exemplifies patience. That's a poem by Hafiz. Quote from page 148 of A Year with Hafiz by Daniel Ladinsky. Chapter 1. Sleep in a Pine Tree. April 12, 1997, book 59, page 23. I was living at the palace. Summertime. I dreamt I was gently picked up by a huge pine tree, which then enfolded me into the core of its trunk, and I spent the night there, asleep. In the morning, the tree unfolded me from its heartwood embrace, and gently, so lovingly and carefully, lowered me down to the ground. I felt beloved, cherished, safe, and blessed. In May 2021, I had a conversation with two men who were practicing Tai Chi Chuan near a forested path. One of them brought up the profound healing power of trees, so I asked about pines, and he said, of all the trees, they were the greatest healers. I have an enormous pine cone from Shuswap Mountains in Oregon, given to me by some truck stop waitresses who felt awful about a drunk trucker trying to attack me in the restaurant when I had done absolutely nothing to this guy. They picked up knives and forks and advanced on him in my defense. It was scary and, in retrospect, funny. That pine cone is beautiful and hard to dust. From Caleb's Crossing, a book by Geraldine Brooks, page 115. On the day following her burial, upon her grave I found evergreen sprigs, which surely was no English doing. I feel sure Caleb was behind this, for Joel was not raised in the heathen traditions of his people, which say their God made man and woman from a pine tree. The setting of this book is Martha's Vineyard in the 1660s. The narrator is a young woman from the English Puritans' settlement there. The pineal gland, so named after that pine cone shape, is a spiritual portal. Chapter 2. Just be. That's my job, and the job description I've noticed has these key elements. Listen to, respect, trust, and heed my intuition. Notice and honor my gut feelings. This has been a big lesson for me this lifetime. Pay attention to my dreams. Write them down. Commune with nature. Grounding earth energy. Embodiment of I am here now. Uplift others whenever possible. Being kind, empathetic, and compassionate. Pairing that with wisdom. Empathy is about feeling what others feel. Compassion is about understanding others. I have found humor to be an essential leavening. Practice mindfulness. Practice meditation and prayer and Tonglen. Practice self-care and holistic self-healing. Practice Reiki. I have found this then rubs off on other people. Doing your own shadow work. I have found the Enneagram most insightful and helpful with this. You have to take responsibility and do the actual work. Finding your Enneagram type and its two wings is akin to know thyself, and it requires going deep. And then facing your shadow requires honesty. It's not easy, and not for the faint of heart. It requires courage. Shine your light. Find that peacefulness inside of you. Live that peace. Here are a few excerpts from my journals. July 6, 1999, Book 59, page 131 to 132. Quote, my 12-year-old daughter, Wren, and I had a picnic at Piper's instead of driving all the way to Parksville. We were both zonked with the heat and sun and too little sleep. We looked at many different types of beetles that came to us one after another. A black and neon red one, a bronze and gold one, a tiny acid green and black one, a plain black one, on it went. Later, walked down at the waterfront this evening. A beautifully balmy breeze blew in, velvety soft. The sky was a show, too, darkish purple over Gabriel Island, and a rainbow, mostly red, glowing almost straight upright. Just a shaft which gradually lengthened and widened, a cosmic erection which orgasms were lightning jagged lines and sometimes a great dull glow. August 4th, 1999. Why not fill the last of this book with loveliness of the day? My mini holidays. I go to Newcastle Island and really feel I've been away. It's the ferry ride, the island itself, the mellow people. I was the sole passenger on the ferry over on the Hister. Jonathan captained. He was as pleasant as ever. He exudes goodwill, friendliness. I tootled to Kanaka Bay, hung out on my favorite patch of white, fine sand, so soft, and bleached logs, read some of my book, The Good Husband, had a wee puff. A raven croaked from a log to my right at 5:30. I stayed a while, then flew to my left over a family. Mom, Dad, and the two kids, a girl and a baby boy. I walked over to where the raven had been to a patch still sunny. There was an arrangement of glass shards on a wide, flattish log, sun-bleached. 11 pieces of glass, 3 white and 8 green. I drew them, then walked back via the shore again and had time to mosey off the path on the low, barnacled rocks. Picked up a crab claw for my collection. I have 4 now, all different, and a small black stone with 2 white birds embedded. Lay down on the rock dock to wait. On the ferry back, the captain's mate, in a purple t-shirt with white letters, spelling God in capital letters, G period, O period, D period. I commented on the way off the boat that I liked it. He said, good old Dave. I laughed. Dallied in the park a few minutes, walked to my car at the farthest end, and there was that man from the ferry back, leaning against his shiny red sports car. Attractive man, but a little too obvious. Later had chicken, chipotle, and wine out on the deck, complete with a single red, newly opened rose I'd clipped from my vase. Had a nap. Lovely. And now a starry, sea-scented night. July 15th, 1999, Book 59, page 159. A poem I wrote, Dark and Light. I want to remember clear lake waters, the smooth stones deep down, as if I could reach in and touch them at arm's length. That delightful illusion, and the tiny darting fish, without your grumpy demeanor, there, clouding this bright fragment of memory. I want to remember my bare feet in 6 inches of warm seawater, nestling into hard bars of soft sand, and laced over with rippling nets of light, patterning my feet with the grace of dance, without the bickering couple and their loud, lousy music trailing behind and insisting there's no light without shadow, no bright without dark. Divination and channeling. This is chapter 3. The first methods of divination I practiced were the I Ching and the tarot, followed by the animal totems and bibliomancy, which became mainstays. I will also include astrology and the Sabian symbols, which I have found to be very accurate, especially as a timing device. Channeling has been mostly through painting and dreaming. All of these came to me in a natural way, not sought out, not intentional. Dreaming was the very first, most constant, and just built in of all. Dreams have been my other life, in fact, in some ways more real than this 3D solid everyday reality. Dreams have been many things: entertainment, adventure, messages, information lessons, practice, demonstrations, travel, stories, songs, emotions, tactile sensations, drama. It's all there, and more, in dreams. Dragons and castles, Buddha babies, ETs and chips, intimacy with that perfect mate, or even being hermaphrodite, like Hermes, your own perfect mate. Hermes is said to be both male and female, or sometimes androgynous, that male-female polarity by which life forms on Earth exist. That binary system is what the I Ching is based on. What else? In dreams, you can fly, you can view the Earth from outer space, you can athletically dance in outer space and skim the ground in soaring, bounding leaps. You can surf and really know you're actually surfing a wave. The power of that ocean you can feel, and the balance and fitness and focus one experiences on that board. One can fly all around the Earth and swoop down and kiss Pachamama all over, showing your love for her. You can travel to her still center. In dreams, you can see people and situations as they really are, beneath the surface appearances. You can see future events and what's happening nearby, or at a great distance in present time. You can diagnose ailments and get advice about treatments, not pharmaceuticals. I'm going to pause now.